Well, welcome back to the show. It is now time to talk basketball recruiting, and it's been quite a week this week as our Kevin McPherson joins us. And Kevin, you're able to see some of these guys play in action in an event over the weekend in Little Rock. So let's go ahead and start with Khalil Ware. He is a guy who is class of 2022.
He is. Rivals.com rates him the number 63 player in the country, a four-star. Now, he's a legit 6'11" going into his junior season this year with a 7'3" wingspan. I think they need to remeasure that wingspan. It may be longer than that even. But, he's a guy that, really emerged last year. Arkansas was the first high major school to offer him. Kansas has come on board. He just picked up an offer from Florida on Friday. But Khalil Ware got a couple of double-doubles yesterday. That's what I've grown accustomed to seeing from him, and he's very efficient in his shot taking and making. And he was 8 of 10 from the field in one game, 6 of 9 in the other. So very efficient guy. He understands when he gets an offensive rebound or he catches a pass to keep the ball high and outstretched away from defenders. A lot of big guys want to put the ball on the floor, at least one dribble to gather themselves. He's learned how to play with the basketball in terms of catch and go up, keep the ball high and go to the basket. So there's some nuances to the game that he understands. He's got soft hands. You think about guys like Connor Vanover and Jalen Williams, current Razorbacks, that have soft hands, big guys that can stretch the floor a little bit. Khalil Ware can play outside the paint and knock shots facing down, even three ball. So here's a guy that's got a lot of interesting aspects to his game, and you can't coach his size. Big reason why Arkansas and other schools have offered him, but he put up a couple of good games yesterday statistically. Really want to see him work a little bit on his end-to-end motor, getting up and down the court. But he's still a young player and figuring everything out. But, man, what a guy, what a prize he's going to be for whoever lands Khalil Ware down the line for the college level.
All right, the next guy you got to see was Bryson Warren. He's a class of 2023.
And he's had a big spring and summer at the events that he's been able to play in. And we know there's been limitations due to COVID and a lot of stuff has not gone on. But the events he's been able to attend, he's been playing up. He's just going to be a sophomore at Little Rock Central this coming season, but he's played up on the 17 and under level, including yesterday. Played 3 games yesterday. He's already played a game today, had a couple of games over 20 points. And he's just a smooth 6'2" combo guard. He's a guy that really has some you talk about nuance to your game. He's got craft in his offensive skill, which is, for his age group, says a lot. Sometimes he steps on the court even against older guys, and he just kind of outclasses everybody with his combination of talent, quickness. He's got plus arm length at 6'2". He's probably more athletic than people think because he's so smooth. It looks effortless. But he's a scorer. He's wired to score. We can call him a combo guard. He's really a 2-guard, but a guy that can beat you from just about any spot in a half-court setting. He's comfortable in mid-range at different mid-range angles. He can knock down the 3-ball, and a guy that's continued to work on his dribble drive game and add craft to that. So you see why Arkansas has offered him. And look, he's got other offers. He recently picked up an offer from Auburn. He's got other SEC offers from Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. He also has an Oklahoma State offer. So we're again, coming off a freshman season, he's already got multiple high major offers, including the Razorbacks.
Another guy, Nick Smith, the junior, didn't get to see him play, but he was there. He's another guy who is the class of 2022.
Yeah, he was in the gym yesterday and got to interview him. He's also had a good summer. He's been taking part in some events and really stood out. The Brad Bill Elite Camp. That Brad Bill Elite's a program out of St. Louis on the spring and summer grassroots basketball. It is one of the best programs in the country, and they have 5-star players. Nick Smith Jr. is on the verge probably of maybe earning a 5-star status, ranked number 42 in the composite rankings nationally, so a high-level 4-star. But he was a leading scorer at Brad Bill Elite's camp earlier in the summer, so he's already kind of proven himself. I think he was resting this weekend and just kind of coming in to catch some of his friends that were playing, but got to catch up with him. And, he talked about his Arkansas recruitment, his familiarity with so many of the Razorbacks, because 7 of the 12 on scholarship are from the state of Arkansas. So that helps the Razorbacks. He acknowledged that in my interview with him yesterday in terms of his recruiting. But another guy that's got a who's list of high major offers, and, North Carolina and Kansas haven't offered, but they are recruiting him.
All right, and last but definitely not least, Joseph Pena. And I know you're really high on this guy. He's a class of 2022 as well.
Yep, another top 100 guy in the state of Arkansas, 6'6" wing out of Morrilton, had a big sophomore season, and really he's matured physically. 6'6", he's gotten stronger. He understands how to play with the basketball, and a guy that at his size can handle it well enough to set up his own shot. He's really dangerous from deep beyond the three-point range, but has added more to his arsenal getting to the basket. And so Joseph Pena, here's a guy that blew. I mean, we talk about players blowing up. Kansas offer, Arkansas offer, got a lot of offers from high major schools, including that Blue Blood offer. And now Duke is showing interest, and is one of the assistants with Duke has actually reached out. And we were the first to report that at hogville.net a couple of weeks ago, but now Duke's talking to him. So you look at that in-state 2022 class, there's guys we haven't talked about, Darian Ford, Javion Guy King, that also have Arkansas offers. But Joseph Pena is one of those guys that has really raised his national profile.
All right, and last but not least, we do not want to let you go without talking about what's happening on the Hill. Briefly give us an update on how practice is going.
Well, I think it's been productive. They only get 4 hours a week, the coaching staff. So they try to chop it up either 4 or 5 days. So you're getting either an hour or less than an hour per day. I think the NCAA is going to look at increasing that and doubling that on-court time to maybe 8 hours, and that might happen as early as this month, sometime in September. But until then, Arkansas's made the most of that time, with 10 of their 12 on scholarship being newcomers. We talk about that all the time, and last week was an abbreviated week because of the Labor Day holiday. Arkansas players got back to campus Monday, started back to practice on Tuesday. I think what has emerged, though, are some things that continue to be storylines. Justin Smith, the Indiana senior grad transfer, has probably been the most consistent player. 6'6", explosive forward. He can play the 3-4 combo, but a guy that just kind of at both ends of the floor, transition opportunities, half-court opportunities. He's just been the most consistent guy. So when you start to try to identify new leaders with guys like Mason Jones, Isaiah Joe, Jimmy Wood having moved on, a guy like Justin Smith will play a part in that. We know Desi Seals averaged double figures. He'll be a junior. Averaged double figures last year. The only veteran really with 2 years of SEC experience. So Arkansas and Eric Musselman have got some figuring out to do, and I know he can't wait until they're allowed to start adding more practice time so he can gel this really a team of newcomers together.
Well, Kevin, thanks so much for the time as always. And again, if you want to read Kevin's stuff, just head on over to hogville.net or follow him on Twitter. He is at ARHoopScoop. Kevin, we'll catch up with you next week. Until then, the Big Dog Nation show after the break.